open in your phone. Actually, we are not able to connect the projector कारण brightness असल्यामुळे दिसणार नाही ते. So you can connect your phone. Just turn off your mics. Huh? Right? So. Yeah, so welcome Kishore sir. Good afternoon everyone. Welcome Kishore sir is there as well. So I'll give my actual sir and to Kishore sir and he will continue and so you can start. You can तो एक दोन शब्द बोल फक्त hi hello good afternoon everyone. या बाजूला आम्ही start करू. So you can start.
Hi, hello. Good afternoon everyone.
Good afternoon everybody. Good afternoon. Hello and welcome. I am very pleased to welcome you all on the behalf of DRNMD and KS International Consultancy Private Limited in association with Pro and 4.0 International Consultancy Services. Am I audible?
Mic off kara, mic off
Am I
kara.
audible? Could anyone just tell me am I audible? Okay. मी ऑडिबल आहे बट आवाज खूप कमी येतो.
तू जोरात बोलशील काय?
इको आहे काहीतरी.
No, because everyone is logged in.
Adios, amigo. How are you?
Hello, sorry for the interrupt. So here I start again. Am I audible? I'm speaking a little loud.
अजून जोरात बोल ना.
Hello.
अजून जोरात.
Hello.
Speaker
Yeah,
connect
okay.
झाला. Speaker.
So good afternoon everybody. Hello and welcome. I'm very pleased to welcome you all on the behalf of DRNMD and KS International Consultancy Private Limited in association with Pro N 4.0 International Consultancy Services. I thank each of you to be here with us. I'm very glad you are here. I am Vaishnavi Gurav and I'm glad to have the privilege to be your host for the event. Before we get started, I would like to take you to the purpose behind the seminar, and that is awareness program on how to enrich your CV by gearing up with education 4.0 to pursue graduate studies at top level institutes in abroad and India. I'd like to kickstart the event by introducing to you our company associates and all first members online. So here I'm taking you to the website of Pro N 4.0. Bear with me for a second.
स्क्रीन शेअर होत नाही आहे.
का? का शेअर करायचं तुला?
वेबसाईट टॅब.
Okay, good. Are you able to see the screen I've shared? Could anyone just tell me? Yeah, okay. So So yeah, this is the website of Pro in 4.0 International Consultancy Services. Here you can see the associates, Mr. Atul Shinde. He's the associate from Australia. Mr. Yash Shah is the associate from United Kingdom. Next, go to Shubhendu Sinha. He's the associate from Netherlands with us. Next, we have Keith Dal. If I'm pronouncing it right. Keith Dal. Okay, so he's the associate from Canada. Paul. He's the associate from Germany. Mr. Sachin Dhavle. He's the associate from Panchgani, Maharashtra. Okay, I have Anita Rajput, director of the Pro N 4.0. Abhijit Khadke, associate from Pune. Sweta Suresh Patil, the next associate. She is from Sangli. Samruddhi Karangre. She is associate from Sangli as well. Then we have Abhilash Rajput. He is also the director. And then we have our co-founders, Mr. Kishore Shenge, co-founder and director of DRNMD and Case International Consultancy Services. He is the director in marketing and operation in Pro N 4.0 International Consultancy Services, Pune. Then we have Mr. Nandakishore Dhavle sir. He is the co-founder and director of DRNMD and Case International Consultancy Services Private Limited, and he is the director in global affairs in Pro N 4.0 International Consultancy Services, Pune. Yeah, so I hope you are all introduced to our associates. These were the associates from Pro N 4.0 International Consultancy Services. Next, I would like to take you through the Saraswati Pujan. So let's initiate with our webinar by seeking the blessings of Ma Saraswati. I would like to request all the dignitaries to pay heed for Deep Prajwalan and Saraswati Pujan. That will be done online via a video. I'll just play the video. Bear with me for a second, please.
recording चालू आहे त्याच्यामुळं होत आहे.
Bear with me for a second, please. Then we have a small little problem.
Online link.
दुसरा संबंध आहे. तुझ्याकडे लॉग इन आहे ना?
हो.
हे काय आहे? तू रेकॉर्डिंग चालू केलंस का?
Yes.
हिला बंदच करतो. Abhilash.
Continue.
आता तुझी PPT कुठे आहे? गेस्टची PPT कुठे आहे? तुला बंद करतो. कुठली आहे?
हाँ
सो हे पहिला स्क्रीन शेअरिंग करतो मी परत मी ते बरोबर आहे पण स्क्रीन शेअरिंग करतो मी परत.
So here we come with with a deep president. And now I request Mr. Kishore Shendle sir, that is our director in marketing and operation in 4.0 International Consultancy, to please take the lead ahead. And yeah, over to you, Mr. Sir.
Yeah, thank you, Vaishnavi. I would like to thank you everyone, all our associates and guests, and here we have physical guests also. Hi, good evening everyone, and I would like to thank you everyone and welcome all of our guests and all our associates and all our directors and also some of the students from PUPIT Institute. Today we have gathered here to present our most of the services and based on the career topic. So today's topic is how to enrich our CV by gearing up with Education 4.0 to pursue higher studies at top level institute in abroad and in India, in association with Pro in International Consultancy Services Pune. Okay. I would like to call Mr. Nandkishore Daure to present his presentation afterwards, and also I would like to introduce our guest of honors and chief guest. I will convey the mic to Vaishnavi. He will welcome our guest of honors, Vaishnavi.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for the welcome speech of welcome speech of yours. Okay, so I would like, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce our chief guest, that is Mr. Arvind Krishna, sir. Hello, good afternoon, sir. So I would like to introduce about you, Miss. The exciting journey of Arvind Krishna sir, a multifaceted tire professional with an overall industry experience of 27 plus years, specialized in establishing truck and bus radial in India and international markets. High performance in business-oriented, focused and growing organizations. Have a successful track record in business development, operational excellence, goal alignment, techno-commercial assignments and product establishments. Supplementary roles in interest including marketing and product management and deep diving in complex business problems to hunt over a turnaround. Yes, so going forward, in 2050 he was head customer service in international geography. 2006, okay, I read it wrong, okay, just a moment. Okay, his journey started from 1991. Yeah, he was a trainee engineer in R&D in Bajaj Auto Limited, Pune. Then in 1995, a territory service manager in CEAT Tires, Faridabad. In 2002, manager TBR Business Development in Apollo Tires, Gurgaon. In 2012, Head Customer Service in Asia Pacific and Middle East Africa. In 2000 yeah.
Yes, thank you for correction, sir.
Sorry about that, please. Going ahead, in 2018, Head Fleet Management India SAARC Oceania. In 2015, Head Customer Service International Geography. 2006, Group Manager TBR Product Establishment and Inception for Forza team. In 1999, Marketing Manager in Michelin India P Private Limited, Delhi. In 1993, Technical Service Officer in Jammu Kashmir Tires, Kolhapura. Oh, wait, that. Okay. Sorry.
Next one.
Yeah, though I thought it's like in linear, but it was press course. Okay, if okay, we could move for your achievements towards your achievements. First, we have designed tire condition analysis guide for CV for ITTAC Indian Tire Technical Advisory Committee. Then conceptualized and developed Apollo first consumer mobile application and deployed for South Africa market. Then conceptualized and developed state-of-the-art service zones for CV customers and mentoring and coaching for CV track team Forza from past 10 years. That is a long time. Then develop all the BDTMs across APMEA Forza team. Designed and developed and integrated customers touch points Apollo 360 approach. Designed and delivered the concept of fleet market in 2019. Formally supported a new function for fleet management in 2015 with 100 customer champions dedicated for fleets including ARSA executives. Then we have trainings and skill developments across verticals, conceptualized various industry first initiatives for CV radials like mission activities, FCC, ARCA. Outstanding Performance and Leadership Award in 2011. Championed TBR leadership in India. Launched various performance and high performance passenger car tires NPD of entire Apollo's TBR range. You have great achievements, sir. I must say you have great achievements. And then we are coming towards your interests, and that is automobile design, cricket, adventure sports, exam course training, and languages known.
आवाज नहीं आहे. इथं बोलत नाही आपण, हे लॅपटॉपवरती बोलतोय. नाही त्याचं काय संबंध नाही, ते साऊंडसाठी आहे. हॅलो.
Am I audible?
डिस्कनेक्ट झालं.
Am I audible?
Delay.
Is she audible?
Hello, am
You
I
lost
audible?
network connection म्हणते ते. You lost network connection. तुझं गेलंय का तिचं गेलंय?
माझा आहे.
मग आता
We have some network issue.
hang आहे.
Just give us some moments. I think तुझा फोन डिस्कनेक्टेड, त्याला 4 डिव्हाइसेस झालेत ना, 4 डिव्हाइसेस झालेत, तर तुझा फोन डिस्कनेक्ट
माझं फोन कनेक्टच नाही.
नाही आहे. 4 डिव्हाइसेस सांगतो ना, 1 2 झाले, अजून 2 कुठले झाले कनेक्ट.
हॅलो. Hello.
Hello everyone. Yeah, actually Nandkishore sir's network is having some issue, so he will continue from my account. Yeah, yeah, he has just joined now. Yeah,
Hello. Am I audible?
yes, yes,
Check करके mic. Test mic.
yes, yes.
Hello.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Speak loudly.
कुठे दिसत नाही तर नाही ऑडिबल नाही आहे. हॅलो. हां आता.
Sorry for the interrupt again. We were on the languages. Is someone's mic on? Can them? Thank you. So yeah, the languages learned by Mr. Arvind Krishna sir are English, Hindi, Marathi, and Tamil. The projects and trainings he was into was are Edward D. Bono lateral thinking course, then product familiarization training and from Ashok Leyland, business leadership development program, Apollo Lottery, enhanced leadership development program at IIM Ahmedabad, due diligence project South Africa, Stanford Wheel Singapore, GIIM GIIMB Malaysia, Six Sigma Green Belt certification, NPD training and concept development under TQMI Chennai. This was the introduction of our first chief guest, Mr. Arvind Krishna. The languages learned by him, the achievements, and the projects and trainings he was into. Thank you so much, sir, for your presence in this webinar. We really appreciate your presence. You really graced the event by joining this webinar. Thank you so much for your presence. Yeah. Moving on to our second chief guest, that is Ma'am Yogini Shah. Welcome, madam. Can I have you on the mic? Now, but I'll move forward by her introduction. By starting off, let me tell you her education. She pursued BSL and LLB MTTC degrees. Her work experience: she is a founder of Real World Play of Nursery. First English, and let me tell you that's the first English medium school in Sangli. She founded it in 1999. She is lawyer since 2017. Founder of Orbit International School in 2015. Founder of a business that is Siddhi Space SS Group in 2021. That is very recent. A business group deals with event management, sales of beauty products, dealing with exclusive sales in kurtis, kidswear, and etc. She is a social worker, I see. She provides free education, free books, etc. from Bharatiya Seva Samaj from year 2002 till now. That is a long year. An active member of Sneha Life Foundation since last 6 years. Free counseling for kids and family matters. And we have this great personality in her webinar as a chief guest. Thank you so much, Yogini Shah. May I have a word from you? Okay, no problem. Let's move ahead with our next chief guest, that is Mr. M.B. Dhole sir. Yeah. Welcome, Dhole sir. Are you online? Are you Dhole? Okay. So let's move forward by introducing his qualification and his achievements to you. Dhole sir was a founder of is the founder of SI Foundation. The foundation is registered under Society Act registration in 1860 Act and under Charity Bombay Act 1950 registration and enlisted with the United Nations. Simco Foundation is working with Government of India from 2003 for Film Division UP with School Awareness Program covering state of UP, followed with many more states of India including Maharashtra for Vigyan Prasad for schools and villages programs for information purpose and to educate communication and use of technology for development of all. With UNICEF, Simco as implementation partner on various issues, polio eradication program covering 25 districts of UP state for information education communication, that is IEC program, behavior change communication BCC, mass mobilization activity with feedback forms of each event. Simco is having technology hand for commercial activities under management of Mr. Francis D'Souza, having 20 years experience in software development and experiencing of work with MNCs, entitled as Ace Ventura, is working together for social upliftment, education and concerned social issues. As Tech Associates, we are having training providers experts from agriculture, non-agriculture fields we have collaborated with, and we are experienced of providing training ASHA workers, teachers, district horticulture officers for new technology and its uses for additional income sources for Bank of Baroda and MSME Entrepreneurs Kanpur. Okay, so thank you Mr. Dhole for being a chief guest for the webinar. Moving forward, we have so these were our chief guests for the and moving forward we have guest of honors, and first guest of honor we have Mr. Prashant Jadhav. Are you online, Mr. Prashant Jadhav? Can I have a word from you? Hello? Yeah, welcome. Thank you. Yeah, we are glad to have you, sir. That was very generous. Start with your introduction then. So by starting with the education, you have done B Electronics. You have graduated by doing an engineering degree, having an engineering degree. Presently working as SF6 sales manager at Cambridge Sensotech, United Kingdom. Has been working in the Indian power transmission sector, especially in the area of SF6 gas management for more than 15 years. Hello, am I audible? Hello? There's the issue. I'll continue with Mr. Kishore Singh's microphone. Hello, yeah. I'm continuing from a different account. Yeah. So qualificational introduction. Mr. Prashant Jadhav. He has been working with Indian power transmission sector, especially in the area of SF6 gas management for more than 15 years.
Let's see. Start again. Start again.
He is among very few
तो
people
बोला
in
बोला
India who
मार्केट
played
है।
vital role in SF6 gas handling and testing product business development for various reputed global manufacturers like DILO, Vika, Enervac and Visan. With sincere hard work, consistent effort and vast experience of the subject, he could achieve a great success and position in his career. Of course, sir, you have done hard work. Of course, you are very generous. We can just experience from your good wishes right now. Thank you so much for your presence. I welcome you again. Next guest of honor for the webinar we have Ms. Varsha P. Desai, madam. She's the,
Assistant Professor.
can I have a word from you, Varsha Desai, ma'am? Are you online? Okay. I saw you before earlier. No problem. We'll continue with the introduction. So, yeah, Varsha madam is assistant professor in a VP Institute of Management Studies and Research, that is in Sangli. Talking about her work experience, she is a software developer. She was a software developer at Cal Techniques Sangli, a lecturer in ICFAI National College of Sangli. She has been the assistant professor at GA College Sangli for the degree BCA. Assistant professor again in VPIMSR Sangli for BCA and MCA degrees. Moving on to the certificates and copyrights. She has a Microsoft certification of ASP.NET and the copyright of cloud-based architecture for sugar industry information system of cyber security policy for open cooperative bank. Yeah, and moving towards the awards and achievements of Varsha Desai ma'am, we see she has won a gold medal, that's first rank in NCA in the year 2015 to 16 in Bharatiya Vidyapeeth Pune. Then the Academic Excellence Award at VPIMSR Sangli in 2015 to 16 as well. The Best Teacher Award, that is the first rank research project competition at university level in the engineering and technology at Shivaji University, Kolhapur. Avishkar Award in 2016 to 17. The second prize in that national level project competition on 4th March 2017 at Tatya Sahib Core Institute of Engineering and Technology. Also, I can see Jignasa 2017, that is for research project competition at university level in engineering and technology at Shivaji University, Kolhapur. Avishkar Award again after 2016-17. She won the Avishkar Award again in 2018 to 19, awarded A grade for online art programming test, awarded in recognition of outstanding contribution towards R lab migration by FOSSEE IIT Bombay. Okay, and of course education, moving towards the education. She has a bachelor's degree in computer application from SNDT Mumbai University, master's in computer application from Bharatiya Vidyapeeth Pune, and then a master's in philosophy computer applications from Shivaji University. We are glad to have Madam Varsha Desai. Okay, so I think she's not online. Let's move towards the next guest of honor. That is Sneha Patil madam. May I have a word from her, please? Okay, so let's introduce us the next guest of honor, that is Sneha Patil madam. Okay, she has pursued electronics engineering. Currently working as an assistant professor in PVPIT Gurgaon Sangli. Talking about her work experience, she has been worked with electronic engineer, test engineer in Protech Industries, Maharashtra. India Automation Serial Manual Testing. Then as a lecturer in Government Polytechnic, Meerut, Maharashtra, India. Assistant Professor in PVPIT Budgaon, Sangli, Maharashtra, India. A graduate research assistant at Sanjay Ghorawat University, Kolhapur. Talking about her certification and copyrights, she has a PhD in electronics. Okay, she is pursuing PhD in electronics in Sanjay Ghorawat University, Kolhapur, Maharashtra, India, and has a degree MTech in electronics and telecommunication from Shivaji University, Kolhapur, and a bachelor degree in electronics from University of Kolhapur. Thank you, ma'am, so much for being with here. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. You graced our event by your presence. Thank you. So here we come and end with all the great personalities we have online. We have different guests from various domains, as all are very successful in their own aspects. We are glad to have you here with us. Thank you so much. I thank all the great personalities for taking their valuable time out for the webinar. Yeah. So moving on to this session second. As we come to the session first, we are moving on to the session second. And I hope everybody is much excited to get the detailed information about the subject of the webinar that I assume you everybody know, but still I repeat for you. So that is the topic, gearing up to enrich your CV by gearing up with Education 4.0 to pursue graduate studies at top level institutes in abroad and India as well. So yeah, without any further ado, let's introduce Dr. N.M. Douglas sir, who is a fourth speaker and will give a detailed information about the topic. Over to you, Mr. Douglas sir.
स्क्रीन शेअर करायला पाहिजे. So yeah, so welcome everyone. I think I'm audible. I'm actually speaking from Kishore sir's mic, and I'm actually sharing my screen as well from my personal computer. We had some technical glitch starting from the morning. What happened is actually one of our laptop crashed, and because of that we were delayed in many things, because we lost our data in the morning, and then we had to restart from the scratch in the later morning until the session time was actually almost to start. So because of that technical glitch, actually, please excuse us. Because of that also we are actually having a little bit of a delay. So without actually now making any more delay, let me actually start with the topic. Okay, so welcome again. I'm actually the co-founder of DRNMDKS and ProN 4.0, and here at this place in Lyre Institute, Chamber of Commerce, Sangli, I also have some of my students working, who are actually presently working with me. I have some of my students who are actually also online. I've actually had a lot of students for the last too many years. I have not invited everyone for this session because this was the first session we were trying to conduct. However, many of them are here already, and some of them are online, and many of them are not here. Apart from that, our anchor of today, Vaishnavi Guru, have introduced all our associates, as well as have introduced all the guests, chief guests and guest of honors. I would like to again thank to all of them for being present either in the online mode or in the offline mode. For example, Ms. Neha Patil, madam, who's our guest of honor, has showed her presence in offline mode as well as in online mode. She's in the session in the place. One of our associate who's actually from UK, he is actually on a vacation in India, Mr. Yash Shah. So he's also there. He's with us right now. And then many of them are abroad, so they are actually able to log in from their side. So thank you so much. So let me start the session without any delay. So today's session is about how to enrich our CV by gearing up with Education 4.0 to pursue higher studies at top level institutes and abroad in India. Now this topic is it's more or less to the students, right? So many of them here in this session might not be students. So that is one aspect. The other aspect is even if you're not a student, maybe you are actually already working somewhere, and still maybe you might want to actually enrich your CV, because of the corona situation, because of the coronavirus pandemic, COVID-19 related things, the world has changed. We are actually moving from the conventional side of material physics to the digital side of the virtual side of non-material physics, and because of that there is a big transition, so it is a transition for everyone. It is just not a transition for students, but it is a transition for teachers, it is a transition for businessmen, it is a transition for for presently who are working. And there is actually a term that is coined for the previous many times many years, that 4.0, right? So what is 4.0? It is actually nothing but the fourth generation. So here with our company we are actually coming with the fourth generation kind of products and services, and that's why we are also calling our company as pro in professional in 4.0. And it is all about 4.0, like industry 4.0, agriculture 4.0, education 4.0, and we are in education, so we are calling it as education 4.0. Okay, so in my talk I want to try to tell you, I want to try to convince you that what is exactly 4.0 and how you can actually take it forward, and you can actually use it either by getting trained, or by doing some hands-on, or by actually participating in some kind of internships that might be related to 4.0. So that will actually help you to enrich your CV, and you can actually end up in a better job eventually if you are looking for a job. Or I'm just going to try to show here how you can make your CV stronger if in case you want to pursue higher studies. If someone is in grade 12th, then they want to actually get into some a bachelorette degree program, and if they are already in the bachelorette degree program, then if they want to actually get into masters, and if they are already into masters, then how they want to get into PhD. Now my point is if you want to do something, you actually try to get it in the top, the best one. There is no point of actually going in doing some kind of education somewhere. So can we focus on the best? Can we try to focus on the best? So I'm just going to try to show you what could be the steps there. So before that I want to tell that I qualify. So before I'm actually presenting my talk, I want to show that I qualify, right? So I'm actually a postdoc. I have actually completed my postdoctoral studies. I'm a PhD, I'm a master's, I have a bachelor's, I have did my 12th and I've did my 10th, right? So I went through all these steps of education, and I have attained my highest actually level of education, and I've seen actually what are the advantages and disadvantages of those. So for example, I'm showing my my 10th standard certificate, I'm showing you my 12th standard certificate, I'm showing you my Shivaji University bachelorette degree certificate, I'm presenting here my master's degree, master's degree, we call it a magistrate in applied sciences degree certificate. Then I did 2 PhDs, so I have one PhD 1 certificate, and I also have a PhD 2 certificate. Okay, so from qualification, I think I qualify to actually talk something about CVs, to talk something about how we can upgrade, how we can enrich things. I've also did a lot of diplomas, so I have a diploma in integrated sensor systems training program. Then I've did some certificates. I have certificate in basic business school. I did some certificate in innovation and startup. I did some certification in IPR. I did some certification in teaching, and I have also achieved some certificates in patents and designs. I've also did some competitions. So actually I did I have dealt with robotics. I'm a researcher, so I actually do a lot of publications. So in terms of publications, I have a Google profile, Google Scholar profile. I also have a ResearchGate profile. And then I currently work in an institute, I'm in academics. I've been actually working in academics and industry in both places parallelly, equally. So right now I work at a local institute, which is Padma Bhushan Vasantdada Patil Institute of Technology in India, Sangli, Maharashtra. And then I just do the same thing, how you can enrich your CV. So using the digital marketing. So this is actually one sample I'm already presenting to you, right? So my first slide was about my degree certificates. My second slide was about my diplomas and certificates, and the third slide is about it is basically depicting what I've did throughout. So I'm actually trying to flaunt it. I'm actually using the digital media to illustrate it and to display it, right? So you have to do that. So this is the first step, you need to show something in your CV. And number one is I had something to now you need to know you have to show something, and then to show something you have to do something, right? If you don't do it, then you might not be able to show it. So I have actually a lot of videos, hands-on videos, these things are done with my students. Then I've also been interviewed in a local radio station. I've also had a lot of actually coverage in news articles, and then I actually have my own article that actually I published in a local newspaper. So all of these are what? These are actually related to education 4.0, because I'm using the digital technology, I'm using the online technology to kind of illustrate or to depict my work. So this is something you can start doing right now. Tumi kai ke sorry, I'm back. I'm going into Marathi. I forgot actually we are globally right now. So what you want to show in your CV, you need to actually you need to digitize that. So that is the first step. Any document that you have, you scan it and you keep it in your record, and you keep it in your database, you keep it in your archives, or you actually upload it to the drive and you keep it with you. The digital version of your work, achievement, certificate, anything that you have to show, you have a digital version. Good. Number one, that you can put in your CV. Okay. So number next I want to show you is, so education in India, right? So if you go to education in India, or even if you go to education abroad, doesn't matter, it's more or less the same. Even if the national education policy or the new education policy that has been actually implemented in India, there is not much difference in what I want to show you here. So number one, when you are a kid, when we all were a kid, we probably went to nursery. Some nurseries are also called as, in Maharashtra there are actually some places where you send your kids, play schools. There are also some government run. So all of those are nurseries, right? So there is actually nursery, preschooling, nursery, junior KG, senior KG, all that I call it nursery. Okay, we can bifurcate it into more, but let's call it nursery. Then after that you have to go primary. Then you actually have to do secondary, right? So primary and secondary education, we all know that. And then from the secondary, there is actually a way that you can actually get a certificate, diploma, or trade. You can go that way. Or some people choose to actually join higher secondary, which is actually 11th and 12th. After 11th and 12th, again you have a option. You can go to do bachelor's, or you can again go for diploma. You can do a trade, or you can do a certificate. Bachelor's, you did your bachelor's, it could be in any branch, BCom, arts, engineering, masters, in biology field. After that, what you're going to do? You're going to do your postgraduate. So postgraduate can be postgraduate after bachelor's, you want to do a postgraduate. Now you want to get into some good institute, good university. You want to university in India, or probably somewhere else in the world. So, like, you know, how that actually achieve that. Then after that, great. Let's say you want to. I don't know. Like, this is not mandatory, right? It can be different for different people. Then after doctorate, there is also another education platform which is called as postdoctorate. So you can actually go for that. Some people do double masters, some people do triple masters, some people do double PhDs, some people do a lot of certificate diplomas, maybe some people do trades, right? Some people, so everyone has an opportunity, everyone has a chance, and everyone will do something according to what they actually know, or what they are educated by someone, or if they have a mentor, they will actually follow their mentor, right? So apart from this education system that we see in general, to show you a very interesting slide, and that is actually, like, you know, that is very important. This I'm just going to show you in dollars, okay, American dollars, because American dollars is the strongest currency as of now in the world, even at least now. And then you can actually relate it to the Indian rupees, okay. So here in this slide, what it shows is, it actually has like two bar graphs. The first one in blue is actually showing the unemployment rate, and the one in the green is showing the like, you know, the salary of the employed people, like, you know, in terms of median, like, you know, the statistical median, right? It's not the mean, but it is the median, right? So if you look from bottom to the top, so the bottom one's diploma, if someone did, like, you know, high school and then diploma, then they might actually end up in the 5.4% in like unemployment rate segment. If they actually do a high school diploma, right, less than high school diploma is something below 10th grade. High school diploma is like after the 10th grade. Some college or no degree means they did some college, but they actually quit it, like, you know, they didn't complete. So from that 5.44 to 3.7 to 3.2, and someone, if they actually have a professional degree is like something like, you know, bachelor's, like, you know, in like, you know, becoming a doctor, becoming a pharmacist, or probably even doing something like, you know, in the line of medicine. It could be like, you know, radio technician, or it could be like, you know, something like, you know, therapy technician, physiotherapy, occupational therapy, and all those. So those people, like, you know, so if you look at the salaries now, so the minimum will be like, you know, the one who does a high school diploma, and then the maximum salaries will be driven by the professional degrees and the doctoral degrees. So people who actually do the professional or the doctoral degrees, definitely they will be earning, like, you know, more compared to anyone, okay. So this is actually the value of education. So people who are actually going to school from nursery till actually post doctorate, so they need to know, like, you know, why they are doing it, and like, you know, where they want to end up in terms of their earnings, right? So these are all the steps, and depending on what step you're going to take, you are actually going to get the outcome in terms of salaries, or going to get the outcome in terms of being employed or being non-employed, right? So the next one is, like, you know, the learning, like, you know, in education 4, which is actually objective based learning. So what they are actually trying to make everyone understand that, so there are levels of education, right? So if someone cannot actually just create something, so before he creates something, there are some steps. So the initial step is remembering. At least every one of us, they have to remember. After that, we have to understand what we are remembering. Means you just remember, for example, all of us actually probably, like, you know, it's not a good thing to say here, but let's say I remember something in Kannada, I speak Marathi, or let's say I learn something, I remember something in German language, and I speak English, but I don't understand it. I'll just say, like, you know, bonjour, kamasawa. What does it mean? I don't know. So there is no point of remembering, right? You have to remember something, but you have to understand that. So after understanding, there is no use of just understanding, you have to apply that. After applying, there is no point of applying, you have to analyze that if it is right or wrong. If you are actually analyzing it, then you have to evaluate it, that if it is actually the best way, or if it is the not the best way. And after that, then you can create something. So you have to go through all these levels. So education is not just, you know, because it is object oriented, you have to know your goal. You know, what is your goal? Your goal is to create something. Okay, so you want to create something, then you have to remember first, you have to understand it, you have to apply it, you have to analyze it, you have to evaluate, and you have to create. Because all of us who are going to go for a job eventually, even if you start a company, you become a CEO, or you actually become a director, or you actually, like, you know, you are actually working in some company, you become a manager, you become a CEO, you become actually a MD, or you are just, like, you know, a normal team member. Right, so you are there to create something, and what we want to create, maybe everyone wants to create wealth, everyone wants to create, like, you know, something that is useful by the company, that can be used by the humans and all living organisms on this planet. So you want to create something. So to create something, you have to go through this step, and this is actually about education 4.0, right? So among that, like, you know, so I want to actually, like, you know, go to the next slide is, so when we are learning something, we will actually be acquiring a lot of skills. So there are two types of skills. Can you hear me? Am I audible? Am I audible? Okay, so the slides for some reason is not changing. Just give me a moment. Yeah. Arvind sir, are you there? Yeah, hi. Actually what I'm doing is I'm connecting to another computer, and my slides are in some other computer, so that's actually the problem. Let me now jump to Kishore sir's actually computer, and let me see if I can, but I'm not able to do the screen sharing from this side. So let me, yeah, just give me a moment, okay? I will actually, what I'll do, oh yeah, now it's shifted. Okay, great. Like, you know, I was mentioning, like, you know, so when we go to school, and when we actually want to actually use what we did in the school, it all depends on the skills. So when we are going to do something, we are going to acquire hard skills, and we are going to acquire soft skills, and both of these skills are going to be used to create something. While creating, there will be analysis, there will be evaluation, and then there will be creation. Okay, so that is for sure. And every people's role might be different. Can you hear me? Sorry, actually my screen actually got disconnected. So let me just come back again. Oh, okay. Yes, I did that, but it doesn't transit. Yeah, I did that. I did that, and it doesn't actually go in that. No, it doesn't. For some reason, no. Actually, excuse us for a moment. So, in terms of hard skills, let me actually continue with my talk. So, we are going to have a record. We are actually recording this session, so we'll be able to send you the recording again to everyone. So, so please excuse us for now. So, in terms of hard skills, like, you know, so someone might actually have a proficiency in foreign language. Okay, now foreign language for us, now we cannot hear it. Now no one can hear me. Hello. No, yeah, I'm audible actually. Yeah. So proficiency in English in a foreign language, right? So maybe Hindi, Sanskrit might be also a foreign language for actually the foreigners. So for us, actually, if we know Sanskrit and Hindi, and or if someone wants to come from another country into India, then it can be a foreign language. So foreign language can be a relative term, and for us, because we are in India and we are actually, like, you know, having our mother tongue, so foreign language might be different. But if we are actually proficient in it, and currently, like, you know, there are actually languages which are very demanding, and now out of that, actually Chinese is actually the most demanded language. So if someone is actually going to learn Chinese, and if they can become proficient in Chinese, they can do a lot of things in their life. So that is actually because China is the second GDP country in the world, right? So the first is the US and the second is the China. So a degree certificate, did I get like 10th degree, 12th degree, bachelorette degree, master's degree, PhD, postdoctorate. So all these degrees, these are all hard, hard skills. If I am able to type something, if I can do operate a machine, if I can do programming language. So all what we are actually going to learn in the school, and probably if we are going to go on intern to some industry. So what we are going to learn there, when we have to do something physically, when we have to create something, or we have to analyze something, or if you have to evaluate something. So all those will be termed as the hard skills. So what are the soft skills? So soft skills are like, how can we communicate? How do we communicate? Like, I am proficient in this language, but I don't speak to anyone. I don't know how to speak to anyone, or I feel scared when I see someone. I don't know. So there is no point, right? So you need to also develop your soft skills. So communication skills are very important. We have to be flexible. We have to actually have a leadership skill. We should be able to work in team. Like, someone is very good at doing things super, but when they actually do a work in a team, it doesn't work properly. So you need to be able to work as a team. Am I audible to everyone? Hello? Some people are saying I'm not audible. Yeah, I'm audible. Yeah, okay. Yes. So then the last one is team management, time management. So if I'm really good in things, and if I cannot manage my time, means someone tells me some work to analyze, evaluate, or create, and then they tell me like, the deliverable is in like 24 hours from today. You can work two 8-hour shifts and take a 8-hour break. So in 16 hours, if you can finish your job, that can be great. But I'm not able to do it. It will take me 1 month. Right? I can do it in 16 hours, but I can only work 1 hour a day, and then I will take 16 days to finish it. So that is not going to help. So that is the soft skill. Okay, so we have to work on that. And then also important is like, there are 3 types of skills. So let's say if you are actually doing some kind of a job, like for example, right now I have a job, and I am actually an operator for probably like on a telephone exchange. So some calls actually come in, and then I have to actually like press the codes, and then I have to divert them to the specific people, and in front I have actually some kind of a plan, some screen, and I look at it, and then I just divert it based on the codes. So this is like some job specific skill, but there could be some skill which are transferable. Means before I used to work as an operator, but I was operating some machine, and that machine had a lot of inputs, like I had to turn some wheel, I had to press some buttons, I have to actually use my feet to push some lever, and so then now I'm actually working in a telephone exchange. So I'm still an operator. So the transferable skills are like using that button, like probably using that screen which actually will tell or it has the labels about where to press, what to press, how to press. So similarly, like that is a transferable skill. I actually did an operator job, and now I'm actually again an operator, but I'm operating 2 different things. So that can be a transferable skill. It means that if you're operating a machine, if you have experience operating a machine, then you can also use that to operate some kind of actually a telephone exchange equipment. And probably if you want to become a cashier, so a cashier is like using the teller machine and to punch the codes, and like to tell the prices and to take the money from the customers, and then actually to return back the remaining portion of the price. So these are all like similar jobs. So the transferable skills, you have to understand what are your transferable skills and how you can use it to the job that you are actually going to work in the specific. But then there are some actually skills which you have to acquire. Means you're doing some job, and this is actually like a telephone operator job, and I did a machine operator job before, but the telephone operator job is different. Like I don't need to use my legs. I don't have actually like I don't need to move a lot. I just have to sit on a chair and I have to actually work with it. So adaptable skills, like can I actually sit in the chair for a long time? Am I adaptable enough to sit in the chair for a long time? even if I did an experience of operating some machine and I want to actually now operate some equipment by just sitting in one place. So these are the skills, and you have to realize, you have to remember, you have to understand that, you know, what skills you have in your past, what skills are necessary for your current job, and what skills are that you don't have right now and you want to acquire. Okay, so these are the important things. Now let me go to the next slide. So once you are in school, probably you actually did some internship, or you're already working. Now you actually want to create a CV because you want to move on to another company, or you want to go for higher education. So what you have to put in your CV or the resume is something important. So decision making, you have to illustrate, like, you know, if you made any decisions, right, by analyzing, by evaluating things. So if you have an experience of decision making, you put it in your CV, because these are the very important, actually, like, you know, details related to your you know, profession. Leadership, if you actually have an experience of leading a team of people, like, you know, it could be like, you know, even if you actually lead a team of people, like, you know, as a sports member, you were a captain of some sports, but still you were a leader, you have a leadership skill, so put it in your CV. Problem solving, if there was a lot of problems and, you know, in that actually work you were able to solve a problem. Now solving a problem can be like, you know, solving a machine problem, solving a programming problem, solving human problems. So any problem you saw, you solved, you actually experienced it, you put it in your CV. You did teamwork, you actually worked with someone without any conflict, you actually had to you know, deal with all people, and you still were able to actually complete your task or analyze or evaluate things. You actually put it in your CV. Are you active listening? Are you good in communication? Are you good in critical? So all of these are demonstrable skills. You have to put it in your CV if you have it. Okay. Now I think we are in short in time, so I just want to go fast as possible. So now I want to focus on, like, you know, because my today's topic is not more related to someone who wants to pursue higher education now in India or as well as in abroad. Okay, now why we are actually talking about this, because one of our companies actually product is, like, you know, to help students who want to pursue higher education in Canada, and also to help students or even like current employees of different companies if they want to actually move to Canada based on skill, if they want to immigrate there, right? So those are the two actually, like, you know, products and services that we have in our company, and that's why I want to actually show something about this and talk something specific. I'm starting here for a simplicity that someone has a bachelor degree. Now here what I'm trying to show, if someone wants to get admitted in a top institute in XYZ country, let's say, like, you know, in Canada for example, now you first need to know what are the top institutes. Okay, that I will be anyways telling you again later, but there are actually rankings for institutes, and usually each countries have, like, you know, first class institutes, second class institutes, and third class institutes. Okay, so tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. So top ones are, like, you know, in the tier 1, right? So the best ones. Now what they need, so what they need is, like, you know, you need to have a bachelor's degree. Let's say you want to get into master's program, you need to have a bachelor's degree. Then you need to have good grades. Okay, good grades are actually relative terms, but you need to have good grades. We can actually speak about that eventually. Then the institute where you're doing your bachelorate degree should be accredited institute. Like, there are actually NBA, there is NAC, there is ISO, there is actually a lot of accreditations. So out of that, NBA is the best one. If any institute has an NBA accreditation, and if they are actually, like, you know, if the program is accredited, then very good, nice. Okay, so bachelor degree, good grades, accredited. Okay, good. This is a conventional way. Then you need to appear for a English or other foreign language. Let's say you want to go to France, you need to actually appear for the French language. You want to go to Germany, you need to appear for the German language. Okay, so you need to actually appear for it, and you have to have a good score in it. Then you have to also appear for CET, SAT, GATE, GMAT, GRE, many options if you want to do MBA, or if you want to actually do different programs. So that you have to also have the scores. Okay, so after that you should also be prepared for qualitative and quantitative aptitude tests. You should be also doing a lot of group interviews, like, you know, interview, group discussion sessions, and all those things. So that you need to have experience. So in your college, in your school, if you can get involved in these, that is going to help you to reach to the top level in terms of institutes. Then you have to actually start making your cover letter, you have to actually start your making your statement of purpose, you have to actually create good reference letters, you have to be good with your supervisors or the people with whom you worked, because they are going to give you the good references. So you have to actually maintain your relationships, right? Like, in a good manner, you have to actually be working good. Relationship is not like buttering, but you have to actually demonstrate what you're going to put in your CV, and you're going to have some mentors, so that will be your reference, right? So all these are very important. So this is a conventional way, like, this is something not 4.0, this is like third generation, second generation. Now what I want to show you here is, so what is the fourth generation? So now if you can really, like, add skills to you, so if you can actually have good publication, if you can actually have patents, so patent is another segment, like, our actually company is actually having, and we are partnering with IP5. Their associates are here already, they are our channel partners, and they are also going to have the next talk. So you need to actually have, like, publications. If you can do patents, if you can go on international internships, so that also we have, that actually kind of option we have it with us. Then hands-on volunteering works, attending conferences, like, doing workshops, conducting webinars, participating in webinars. So all of these, if you can do that, that is actually kind of under 4.0. But you have to remember that objective, like, what is your objective, why you want to do that. Do it without objective. You actually have to have an objective. Okay, so remember that. So that is actually 4.0. 4.0 is something objective oriented. You're doing something because you have an objective. Manje, in Marathi, there is actually a story. I think in all languages they might have it. So there used to be a legendary Arjun, who is actually, like, legendary the best archer. Had a guru. He actually had a guru. Guru is actually, like, he was a disciple of the best teacher, which was actually Dronacharya. And Dronacharya used to ask, when you are, like, when you are actually hitting your or when you are actually, like, pulling your arrow, and what do you see in your target? So the target should be the bullseye. Means there used to be a parrot, and the parrot actually had an eye, and inside the eye there is a pupil. So does he see the pupil? So if he can see the pupil, then he will be the best pupil, or he will be the best disciple of Dronacharya. So Arjuna was the only one who could see the bird's pupil, and he could actually send his arrow exactly, it will actually hit the target, that's the bullseye, right? So objective is something like that. So when you're going to do something, you need to have an objective. Without objective, doing something is actually useless, it is waste of time. So that is something 4.0. That is what I'm trying to tell you. Now, once you have all this bachelor degree, good grades, accredited from an accredited institute, score in foreign language, score in, like, your quantitative, aptitude test, you have a good reference, cover letters, all, and then if you have all these additive skills that you can demonstrate, illustrate, and put in your CV, then you will have a good CV, and then you can start actually applying for positions. You can also end up probably going into MIT, which is Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the US. That is the #1 institute in the world in terms of technical education. You might want to actually get into Stanford, you might want to get into Oxford, like from UK, something from UK. There is actually another Oxford Brookes actually university, and we have one of our associate who actually was there in UK. So Mr. Yash Shah. Or you want to go to Germany, like, there are many top level institutes in Germany, or you want to end up in India. In India, we have actually, like, many high ranking institutes now in the technical actually field, like, the IITs, IIT Delhi, IIT Bombay, IIT Chennai, IIT actually Kharagpur. So all of these are actually having good rankings. They are probably under 50 now. Go to McGill, like, I'm from McGill University. We used to be, like, under 25 global ranking, and they actually have many Nobel laureates. Nobel Prize winners are actually, like, one of the best people in the world. So there are 12 people who actually won Nobel Prizes from McGill. So I'm actually from McGill. I'm a McGill alumni from Canada. So all of that will come with this, if you have some good plan and if you actually have a good objective. Okay, so that is very important. Now next is, like, so what can you actually do, like, when I'm saying 4.0 objective, how can you add your CV with patent publication, right? Or if you want to do some training related to 4.0 technologies. So you can learn robotics, you can learn actually Arduino, Raspberry Pi, IoT, CAD means computer aided design. You can actually learn about 3D printing. You can learn C, Python programming, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. You have to be able to do data analytics. You should do mobility analytics using GIS. You should publish on all these, actually in all these areas, like in a research paper, or you should be doing some projects, and then you should file an IPR. Okay, so all of these services that will add or enrich your CV is provided by actually ProN 4.0 and DR NMD KS ICPL, okay, from Sangli. And we actually are third partnering with actually many other associates from the world, and also from top level company IP-fied right now, and they will actually demonstrate you how to actually go ahead with that as well. So that all of that is going to help you to enrich your CV, and you will be ending up into probably one of the top level institutes in the world, right? So our company, what they do, we do virtual R&D, means if you want to file a patent, we will file a patent for you, guaranteed. Okay, we can also help for copyright. There is a lot of digital data that we are creating, right? Your CV could be also something like unique, how you are actually portraying your own personal information, so that can be copyrighted because it's a document. If someone from your side wants to do company, maybe they design something, maybe they have some words, some actually codes, they can be trademarked or copyrighted again. We can also file for utility patents. We can do a lot of industrial designs. We can set up this innovation cell schools in the schools, where we can provide all these services. We can help you to make your digital CV. Now, example of a digital CV is myself. Actually, I have a personal website, and a personal website, I actually have all my information on my website. So if I want to share details about myself, I just click the link. I just copy the link of my website and send it to someone who wants to watch it, and they will go through it in their phone. So that is actually a digital CV. I have my digital portfolio. All of you can also make it. And digital marketing, right? So digital marketing is very important. What you have put in your CV, what enrichment you have given into your CV, unless and until you don't send it or share it with anyone, no one is going to know about you, and then it will not have any outcome, right? So you want to do marketing, about your own CV, about your own brand. So all that is actually coming. This is all 4.0. Okay, so that is all what we have in our company, in our organization, and we focus more on foreign education services with special education attention to Canada. So if someone wants to go to Canada, end up in a top level institute in any program, here I don't want to focus on only engineering. If you want to do something in arts, commerce, political science, humanities, environment, agriculture, you can go into or designing, architecture, you want to go in any program, we can help you for that, and we can help you to go in the top level institute, and we can provide all the different services, so that with that medium you can actually end up there. And so for example, if possible, I would like to show some demonstrations, but I think we are short of time. So we'll be sending you the links. So we actually what we have is we have this additive skill training, so we can teach everyone about Arduino. We have a big team. I have a lot of students working on it in terms of internships. You can work with Raspberry Pi. You can work with actually Lego robot, which is one of the advanced robot. You can learn Python programming. You can learn C programming. You can actually learn 3D printing and all that, right? So all those services we have. If you want to have a good CV, if you actually want to do a paper, if you want to do a publication, if you want to do IPR, so all that we have here. Okay, so I think so that's all for the session from my side, and I think I will have to invite our partner from IP-fied, because they have their session. They want to talk about virtual R&D or IPR in general. right? So let me. So thank you so much, everyone, for attending this session. For thank you here. 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 Thank you so much to actually the audience who's sitting in front of me as well in person. Thank you so much for coming here, and thank you for some of the like Sneha madam, for example. She's one of my colleague, and she's here in person. So I thank her. I thank Yash Shah for being here. I thank all. I thank actually our company's my partner, my co-founder friend, and his team as well, and all the people who are like either have been part of me probably last year or probably many years ago or even right now. So thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for being there, and I think I'll pass the mic to Rushali. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you so much, Dhabra sir. He provided a very useful lecture to us. He talked about his very important. What he talked about was very important for the youth. For the youth that's in very confusion about CV, the resume, the new world to us. Yeah, right. So I think all the doubts must have been cleared by the detailed explanation given by Mr. Dhabra sir. He spoke about the hard skills, soft skills, the difference about it. Again, the am I audible? Am I audible? Yeah. So I was just thanking Mr. Dhabra sir as we spoke about a very important topic. And then we move towards the next session. Our next speaker is Mr. Dhruv Brahma Bhatt sir and Pooja Manu. So please unmute your mics please, and we can start with the session. Yeah, please.
त्यांचा बोलणं काय झालं?
विचारून बघा ते काय पद्धतीने पण बोलू शकतो.
for your informative explanation about the topic, ma'am. It was very, very informative. And about you to give the examples of the people really literally came to you with the paper design and you turned them into a real product. It was amazing. Surely the people listening to you right now, if they have any opportunity in the future, if they have any design, they'll surely come to you. I think so, yeah. Thank you so much. And moving on, as we are running short of time, let's move on quickly to the next speaker. That is Mr. Kishore Shinde sir. Knowing his PC crashed yesterday night, he had all the data on the PC. It just went off. He was about to speak on this marketing itself, like all about this self, building up self and whatever. But still, let's over to him. Let's listen what he has to say.
Yeah, thank you Vaishnavi, and thank you Pooja ma'am. Actually, Pooja ma'am and Dhruv sir, I know you are actually traveling, and along with all this schedule, you managed to give the presentation, and all your efforts are really appreciable, and I would really thank you. Okay. And I would like to mention to all of my associates and all of my fellow colleagues and all, we have now seen each and everything like Nandkishore sir mentioned and Pooja man mentioned. So apart from all the details, so we can say any students from mid school to up to the college, up to the PhD, postdoc, so whatever the requirement, whatever the business solutions, whatever the digital solution they require, we are here to help them, and we are doing all these technical and all these services in one roof. So absolutely I am feeling grateful. We are having a great team, and we are having a great combination of all services. So I would like to pass this message to each and every my associate and colleagues. So now we are ready to serve all kinds of services in the market, all kinds of requirement in the market. So even from the students, even from the industries, we can serve all the digital things, IPR things, everything. So as we are close to the timing, I would like to thank you all of my teams, Vaishnavi, who is hosting this evening. I will hand over to the Vaishnavi now to conclude this session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kishore sir. Though your PC crashed, the topic was very interactive. You actually showed the gratitude really nice. I would like to conclude this session now, as we are up to the time now. I must say the webinar was kind of interactive and really proven for tremendous use to everyone who's attending the webinar. We have as a chief guest we have Mr. Arvind Krishna sir. As I read his qualification, I really think if Arvind sir are you online sir? Do you have anything to share with us? I would really like if you share express your now am I audible? Yeah, so I was thinking if you could share your experience, or you have anything to share with the students, the fellows online about anything in future, or any message to us.
Thank you very much, sir. I would like to share one more thing. Now we are actually planning to connect with each and every associate as per their convenience, as they are globally, as they are domestic, and over across all the pan India. So I would thank you everyone who has attended this session, and I am giving mic to the Vaishnavi for the conclusion of this event.
Hello. Thank you so much, Arvind Krishna sir. What you said about the social interaction and leadership was very useful. We'll surely take this into mind and work upon it. And having you all as our chief guest, honor of guest was our privilege. Thank you for being in the webinar and giving your valuable time to us. Learning about a CV, how enriching our CV, then learning that was given by Mr. Nandikishore Dhave sir. Then the detailed information about IPR that was given to us by Pooja Menon ma'am. That was very informative. I think even you would have found it very informative. Thank you once again. I'll thank you all, and I'll conclude the session very quickly without taking much time. Thank you so much.